All those years ago, when I memorized the capitals of our 50 states, I learned that Madison was the capital of Wisconsin. But all those names sounded far away. Back then they were strange words that marked stars on a map. In 20 Years at Hull House by Jane Addams, I found a description of a trip she made to Madison, starting from Rockford, Illinois. We started one summer's day, 2 happy children in the family carriage. We were driven northward, hour after hour, past harvest fields in which the stubble glistened from bronze to gold, and the heavy-headed grain rested luxuriously in rounded shocks until we reached that beautiful region of hills and lakes which surrounds the capital city of Wisconsin. Children are still brought to the capital, by parents or as part of a school trip. At their age, I visited Sacramento, where I learned the meaning of Eureka. Jane Addams mentioned standing under the great white dome of the Capitol. I dimly caught a hint of what men have tried to say in their world-old effort to imprison a space in so divine a line that it shall hold only yearning devotion and high-hearted hopes. And indeed, this dome is the equal of our nation's capital in Washington, D.C. Here it stands a symbol for the high hopes of statehood, before all we could think about was taxes. What is on the minds of contemporary visitors? I mean, besides the Packers, which is a given here in Wisconsin. I would love to ask all these people what they make of the old symbolism that inhabits this place, such as the exact replica of the Liberty Bell, specially cast in France, or this marble statue hidden at the end of a dark hall. Could that eagle represent Old Abe, which Jane Addams saw here?
What do you think of the Capitol?
It's great.
Was it pretty inside?
It's very nice. It's very dimly lit, but other than that, it's very pretty.
Who's with you today?
This is Rory. Rory didn't experience much of the Capitol.
Why?
She's been sound asleep since we got out of the car.
She doesn't know what she's missing.
It's true. I mean, this is her civic duty. She should be awake and alert to everything that's going on in Madison.
Spring is a good time to visit Madison, as the signs along the street let you know. And those tulips really are beautiful. Now here is the view from the Capitol building down State Street. There at the end of State Street, you can see the University of Wisconsin. This close physical connection of state capitol and major state university is a defining feature of Madison. The only analogy I can think of is Austin, Texas. State Street can be an exhilarating place. The Tibetan flags here mark out the seating area for one of the many ethnic restaurants along the street. Here's an excellent row, enough to make one wish there were more meals to be eaten each day. Afghan food, then East African, then Turkish Middle Eastern. What could be better? There's lots of concerts going on. If it's concerts that you're looking for, then Madison is the best place in the state, even better than the much larger Milwaukee, and certainly better than Appleton. Here's a store window that features a smorgasbord of college liberal causes. Another American for Peace, Free Tibet, Imagine Peace, another Free Tibet, One Love and Bob Marley, plenty of pot paraphernalia, and the Grateful Dead. The graffiti here is liberal too. And remember, all of this is in the shadow of the Capitol building. One clear downside to walking around on a street like this is the propensity for Emily to wander off. And yes, we had to make a coffee stop here, at A Room of One's Own, a feminist bookstore. There's another side to State Street, which I would call the sports side. There's lots of red UW Badgers shirts and hats, which is at least an alternative to the Packers. I could also have provided plenty of bar footage from State Street. Here's another view of the state capitol. This time we are looking at it from the university. The streets have become more crowded with young people that are obviously students. At several places you can see bikes lined up, and these are always in evidence on State Street. It is a Friday in spring, so students, staff, and faculty are everywhere in evidence. Check out this panorama of life at UW. It is easy to forget the natural setting of Madison. From the university, you can sit and look out across Lake Mendota. It could be a day 20 years ago. It could be when Jane Addams came here in the latter part of the 19th century. These low forested hills out there must also reflect what the Native Americans first saw. They obviously responded to the landscape because they built many mounds in this area.